Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelparters here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. When we left off, our poor boy has been getting tugged here again because Rolo's having a freak out again. Another 23 and a half hours making him suffer. I know, I'm sorry, Pat.
The whiplash.
But we're back with, well, we were almost done with the cross-examination, and then she decided to kick in because she's going to say more words, and we're going to destroy them because it's going to make her feel bad, but that's what we do as Naruhodo. So let's let's let her keep talking to convince us.
Do you mind, my lord?
Do as you please. Add to your testimony if you wish. Not that I could ask you to do otherwise.
The judge was muttering something just now.
Listen up real good. You better get a clue this time, you stupid Japanese guy.
Jeez.
Even if I let your rudeness pass, Pat's gonna lock you up.
Yes, ma'am. Speak to your heart's content.
I wonder what she plans to say now.
Alright.
I say it's a pass, I'm just not good at directions, that's all.
Okay, interesting. And that still didn't look their way, but okay, so that's the new one that she added. My eyesight isn't the best, and it's just not great
So
direction.
she said it is the best.
Or is the best. It's not that your testimony, it's just...
Stop right there! I saw everything, okay? And that mustachioed Japanese guy just dropped his books and scampered away like a bad cat.
Right.
And I definitely didn't see what didn't happen at that. There weren't any burning books or nasty knives flying over Briar Road.
Yes, I get it. But didn't you just say that you have a bad sense of direction?
Yeah, I do. It's a bit embarrassing. Pat always gets mad when I'm late for our dates.
Wait, was that a... Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Huh. Pat, may I ask you something? Yes, go away. Did something about your wife's testimony strike you as odd? Well, yeah. Yeah, I think about it. It happened that night, too. Huh? Then Rolla got herself lost on the night of the crime? She went to the next beat over to find a police box, but it took her a pretty long time to come back. I thought she would return within 10 minutes. Yeah, it took her about 15.
Aw, Pat, quit bullying me. It was all that bouquet's fault, not mine.
The bouquet? What is this about a bouquet?
It was an anniversary present. My darling Pat gave it to me. He was picking up coins during his patrols for weeks and weeks just so he could afford it.
That's a very romantic story, I guess.
I totally forgot about that bouquet until now. I'm sorry, sweetie.
It's fine. But that bouquet's a matter for the two of us to handle in private. We shouldn't talk about it right now, okay?
Huh? Oh, that's disappointing.
What in the world was that?
Yeah.
I was feeling very shaken about something.
Well, I cannot say I know why. But I think we should press Rolla about that bouquet.
Rolla? About that bouquet. Could you tell us a little more about it?
Sure, why not?
He's got a very stressed look on his face
Yeah,
when the
he
bouquet's
does.
brought up.
He's just there. I ended up getting lost because of the bouquet I dropped.
All right. So, you dropped a bouquet of flowers at the crime scene.
Right, I was really out of it at that point. Saw someone fall over, and when we rushed over to help, he found a knife sticking out of her. I was so shocked that he just dropped my bouquet on the spot. It was too far from the light of the gas lamp, so it was hard to spot.
That's when you ran over to the next beat's police box, right?
Right, I came back to the scene with the police officer in tow. I saw where I had dropped the bouquet on the footpath, but when I went to get it, the corpse was gone.
It's already been mentioned many times, but the victim is not yet a corpse.
I was really confused until I heard a heroic voice calling from the other side of the road.
The body was moved!
Ah.
I suppose that was Pat?
Yep, in my clumsiness, I came back to the wrong side of the street. But this time it was the bouquet's fault. I think it ended up there.
So the bouquet moved to the opposite side of Briar Road, huh?
A strange story indeed.
And in the end, I forgot to go back and get it. You don't know how much change Pat had to pick up off the street just to buy me that.
When you say bouquet, would it perhaps be this?
Ah, that's it, that's it! That's the bouquet Pat brought me with all the change he picked up off the street.
I think it's best if you don't keep telling everyone that part.
Where did you find this bouquet?
According to an officer's report about the crime scene, it was found on the corner of the footpath in front of John Garredeb's residence. It was in front of Mr. Garredeb's home. Because it was an area far from the gas lamps, it wasn't found until the next day. The police believed it to be unrelated to the crime as it was on the other side of the road.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prosecutor. I'll be taking that back right now.
For now, I think it would be better for the court to accept this as evidence.
Huh?
Okay, so we know what to...
Oh, why the only evidence in that bouquet is the evidence of our love? You'd better give it back later. I'll scream if you don't.
Yes, ma'am. I won't forget.
Okay, so we know
It's not really a bouquet. It's a single flower.
Yeah. All right, so we know the path that we need to go with this. It's wrapped up in paper. Now, I'm curious as to what is tied with down here, because there's a little bit of different stuff going on down here. There's sure some fancy wrapping paper.
But these are just old newspapers, Naruhodo.
Feels like anything wrapped with stuff from Britain would look fancy.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Weirdo.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Oh, it's nothing. I was just wondering, have you ever had roasted sweet potato? Maybe British newspaper could even make Japanese treats look like British pastries.
Sometimes Sister really does show her girly side.
She's adorable.
Okay, so there's nothing about that. What about the flower itself?
It's pretty. Wow, a British rose. It's more beautiful than I ever imagined.
Huh, so this is a rose? Never seen one before.
Are you not interested in flowers?
It's not that I'm uninterested, but I only really know 3 different kinds.
You only know 3? And what would those be?
Peach blossoms, plum blossoms, and cherry blossoms.
Your tastes seem to be a little too biased.
Yes.
They're all Japanese.
Why is it? Is that still the...
I'd be worried if he didn't know cherry blossoms.
Yeah, okay, that's still the same thing, okay. Yeah,
Whoa.
okay. I skipped it because I was just tilting up and it did a thing, but it
Yeah.
was just getting the more of the flower, so...
Is there anything... Is there anything in the little...
I already did that,
Oh.
and I think the bomb's just going to be the rest of that. Yeah, it's all one thing,
It
so...
just looks like something's tied there.
That's what I thought, but it's just talking about the wrapping paper.
Huh.
Because I thought there would be something there that was tied to it, but the fact of the matter is that we know the truth, that the body now was moved to the other side of the road. I just don't know what part we're going to use to make that
Does that
point
mean
proven.
Homeboy moved it?
I think so, because I want to remember, because I swear, and the reason why I had that first theory is because he said that,
Do you think he moved it so that he wouldn't have to deal with it?
Exactly, because the side of the road of Mr. Garredeb's residence, he said, was in his,
There was
what
a
do
border.
they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other side of the road was out of his. So I think when she went away, he moved the body so that he wouldn't have to investigate, because as the thing says, if it occurs on a constable's beat, he must lead the investigation. He was like, I'm tired of this. Go over here. He's like, fuck this. Not mine. Okay, so...
That is not my job.
Yeah, he's not my job anymore. So, that's my assumption, but I don't know how to get that point across.
Yeah.
I don't know where I want to push that forwards from. So, let's look at all of these. So, as Constable Police was, I can say that Mrs. Garredeb is unrelated to the case, because her window is actually an awning window. And something was flying through the air. Pat wouldn't have missed it. I was very close to the crime scene, and Pat was watching over like a hawk. This is where it starts to get weird.
Yeah.
I'm getting lost because the bouquet I dropped. I didn't blink or look away for even a second. Nothing out of the ordinary, sir.
You sure about that, Pat?
If we get a replay, is he going to do anything more for us?
What do you think, Naruhodo?
The thing is, I'm getting a strange feeling from this trial with its absentee assailant. I feel like we've already seen the solution in some way.
Hmm?
The fourth book should have never appeared at the crime scene. At first, I thought the only one keeping secrets about it was Mrs. Garradeb. But now I'd say there's someone else who isn't revealing everything they know about it. My final weapon must already be within my grasp. Now all I have to do is present it and drag out the truth. Yeah, so I just don't know where to push something at. Because, I mean, we got the bouquet. Which makes me think that the gift from Pat Roll when she saw the victim on the ground, the shot caused Jarl to drop the bouquet. Because we know that she dropped it at the victim, but that's where it gets... Like, I'm not sure if it should be on this one or on this one.
What, presenting what?
Present the bouquet.
Oh.
Because she dropped the bouquet at the body, but then afterwards she came back and it wasn't there. What if I press this one again now that we have the bouquet as
because sometimes
evidence?
you have to do
She
that.
might change it. You dropped a bouquet of flowers at the crime scene.
Right, I was really out of it at that point. I saw someone fall over, and he rushed over to help. He found a knife sticking out of it. We did this already. Just shut the bouquet spot. Yeah.
That's not the spot. It's right next to the police box. Came back to the scene. Dropped the bouquet and the corpse was gone.
He's like, she's not dead.
Mention. Really confusing. Suppose that was bad. So the bouquet moved to the opposite side of Briar Road. I think we gotta... I think... Should it be the bouquet? Because it's the only thing that makes sense. I'd say the police handbook will be for later when we need to say why he moved the body.
Or would it be the map?
We barely even have the map, because the map... I don't know. We've got a couple lives. So
would you present the bouquet?
It wouldn't be considered a contradiction, I don't think, but I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
What do you make of that statement?
The hell are you doing? Don't think there's anything wrong with it in particular.
That's what I meant to say. There was nothing wrong with it at all.
It appears the real problem here is with you.
Okay, calm down. Let's try thinking it over one more time. I've been trying to think it over for a while here, Naruhodo.
We've never had to use a walkthrough yet.
Not on this game.
I really
I don't even know where to
want
find
to.
one at. Well, aside from the video walkthrough that I use for like timing things, but I only look at that afterwards. Because it's
God, I
it's
don't
gonna
know.
be on these later statements that I have to push something. It wouldn't be that.
Are we gonna have to look this up?
I don't know, because I mean, right here it says that I wasn't very close to the crime scene when Pat was watching her like a hawk, but she dropped the bouquet at the crime scene supposedly. But didn't look away or didn't blink or look away for even a second. I'm gonna press this one, see if there's anything.
Pretty sure we already pressed
You ran into a
this.
police box for help, right?
Yes, that's right. Never the police box. Yeah, we already did this.
But it's not really in the running on the beat. Pat told me where to go, but I got a little bit lost. He's so cute. Yeah, get out of here with all that.
God,
Just shut up already. Thanks to that, talk about 15 minutes. Pat was watching over the scene the whole time. It's job for Iowa patrolman. Yeah, okay, so. Oh, God.
God, I really don't want to have to use a walkthrough. We've made it this
I don't
far in the
either.
whole game without using one.
For real. I just don't know why it
There's
would
just
be.
so many. There's just so much dialogue.
Well, we have 6 options, but it's just what do I present what to?
Yeah. And we only have 5 lives.
Yeah, because do I put the bouquet here?
I doubt it.
Because she said she dropped it at the crime scene, but she said she wasn't.
Alright, we could try. We'll try this and then...
If I need to reload at some point, I can. That's why I just made a save
Yeah.
there for. So that's not it.
Nope.
Nope. I'll take
Ouch.
the. I'll take the death. Okay. So nothing out of the ordinary, sir. Even though the body moved.
Bouquet to that?
I'll go for it. I apologize for this part, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah!
When you were watching over the crime scene, there was nothing out of the ordinary.
Still keeping up our streak of not using a walkthrough.
That can't be right.
What do you mean?
Rolla, you said the following in your testimony. When you returned from calling the constable at the nearby police box, you saw you dropped the flowers, but the victim's body was nowhere to be seen. In reality, the victim's body had fallen on the opposite side of Briar Road. Such a tiny bouquet, and really not even a bouquet at that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I imagine it was simply blown across the road by the wind.
Tiny?
Huh. Let's say you're correct. If so, why didn't Pat testify as such?
He would have seen it happen.
Duh.
Nobody approached the scene and nothing was removed from the scene. That's what Patrolman Pat said, proudly and without hesitation. But that bouquet was mine. It had nothing to do with the stabbing. It's the only reason he didn't say anything about it.
It's not just a bouquet anymore. In this mystery, there's been a very peculiar reversal among the evidence. Reversal?
Yep.
That's right. It was Rolla's bouquet and Mr. Garrideb's book. Originally, when the adventure of the Lion's Mane was thrown from the Garrideb's window, it should have smacked against the awning window and fallen on the west side of the road. But in reality, it was discovered in the victim's grasp on the opposite side of Briar Road. And on the other hand, Rolla's bouquet, originally it must have fallen on the eastern side of Briar Road, but in reality, it was found on the opposite side of the road near the Garrideb home. This is an absolute impossible outcome.
Income.
That is, unless someone picked them up and switched them.
What in the world? What's wrong with you? It's like you're trying to make Pat out to be the bad guy.
Please let me can't listen to that demon attorney anymore. The book, the bouquet, who cares? It's all trivial little details.
Looks like Mr. Garrideb's wife has come back to life. Great. No matter how trivial you think it all is, messing with the state of a crime scene is a crime in itself.
It's called tampering with evidence.
Yeah, that. And the person who tampered with the evidence won't come out and tell us why. Must be because they're trying to hide the reason that they did it. Tampering? I see you're excited I've learned a new word. And just who do you think bothered to play this pointless little trick? On the night of the incident, someone tampered with the evidence. All the evidence and testimony points to only one person.
Yep, we know who.
Yep.
Now the court demands an answer, attorney. Who is this person that could have possibly tampered with the evidence on Briar Road?
Listen, I know you're tired, dog, but you're fucking things up for me, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, Pat. Be a man. It's your job. I understand. It's your anniversary. You want to go out to dinner. You don't want to deal with a dead body all day. But that person would have to be Patrick O'Malley. There's not a single other person who could have done it.
What? A constable of London's police force?
Don't be ridiculous. How could you accuse him of that? Pat is a defender of justice. He's a policeman who serves and protects the people of London.
Rolla, when Pat asked you to go to the police box, you left the crime scene. That span of 15 minutes is the only chance for anyone to tamper with the evidence.
No way. You're just spouting nonsense. I mean, that's right. It was the guy with the mustache. He did it.
If that was true, then Pat would have witnessed it.
Gah! I'm sorry to say this, but there's more evidence to the contrary. It was only after the defendant ran away that you dropped your bouquet.
First you indict the landlord couple, and now you're brazenly accusing a constable of London. But your accusation is missing one essential element.
Motive.
Huh? You claim that he tampered with the crime scene, but you see, only someone who was hoping to hide something would commit such a crime.
Yeah, that's right. We just happened to witness a crime. Oh, we have anything to hide.
For what purpose would he have to tamper with the evidence? As long as you can't provide an explanation, the accusation amounts to nothing.
We have one.
Pat must have had some reason to tamper with the evidence. And that reason must be the key to solving this mystery.
Naruto, do you think that you figured it out?
Oh yeah, I figured it out a while ago.
Yeah.
An indictment towards a London constable? You'd best hope you're onto something here. If you're wrong, this could be a lethal blow to your reputation as an attorney. Keep that in mind as you formulate an answer.
Understood.
Judge is right. You fuck it up, then people will be like, he accused a police
Tamper with
officer?
evidence Patrolman Pat was trying to hide.
Where the victim was stabbed.
Going for it. Think of where the victim was stabbed. Pat desperately needed to hide the truth of where she was really stabbed. What?
Oh. Huh? What do you mean by where she was really stabbed? That doesn't make any sense. We've already known this since the trial started. She was stabbed on the footpath by Briar Road. Pat and I saw it. See? Right here. Everyone agrees with me too.
Sure, everyone may have believed that at first, but the truth of the matter is, Viridian Green was not stabbed at this location.
Huh?
Oh, that was a what? Sorry.
Why'd you skip that?
I didn't know it was going to the next line on its own
What
already.
kinds of twists and turns will its trial take next?
Japanese boy, you have further explaining to do. Explain your assertion. Where was the true scene of the stabbing? It was right there.
Yep.
But that's...
You say the crime actually occurred on the opposite side of the crime scene.
What are you implying?
On that night, where the book was thrown from Mr. Garrett's home, it fell straight to the ground. The bouquet of flowers that Rollo dropped didn't move at all. What really moved was the scene of the crime.
What? What in blazes?
It looks like you haven't been listening to the testimony so far. These two find as witnessed the very moment of the crime.
He's right. We totally saw it.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening. The sun had already set and London's famous fog rolled in. When you two witnessed the crime, you actually ran straight towards the western footpath along Briar Road.
No way. That can't be right.
Pat entrusted you with the task of finding a constable keeping you away from the scene. And in the 15 minutes between then and your return, he moved the crime scene. The victim's body in the fourth book, as shown in this crime scene photo, were both moved to the eastern footpath of Briar Road.
Unbelievable!
But Pat overlooked one minor detail.
Overlooked what?
Would you be referring to this bouquet? Yes, that's correct.
Earlier, the prosecution said something about the bouquet. Because the bouquet was far from any lamps, it wasn't discovered until the next morning.
He overlooked it because it was too dark to see then.
Thus, only this bouquet remained. It was the only remnant of the crime scene left on the west side of Briar Road. Those are the defense's thoughts on the matter. Did I hit the mark, Patrick O'Malley? Oh, sorry, really so sorry. Here I am, sleeping at a vital moment. But you see, I haven't slept in a full month.
Pat? He's lying, isn't he? That attorney can't be right. Pat, you've always fought so hard for justice. Yeah, she has no idea.
Oh, shit. I was dreaming. I had an awful nightmare. I dreamed that everything I did that evening would be found out in court. No. But I guess, it wasn't just a dream, after all.
What? In places? Okay.
Oh boy. How'd he get fired in one easy step?
Order.
Yeah, right?
What's in places? How many times am I going to say that? What in the world is going on here? This is just...
Pat, why? Why'd you do something like that? Isn't tampering with dead bodies a crime? She's
Well,
not
she-
dead.
She still doesn't know the victim's not dead, I guess.
Constable, why on earth did you do that? You're supposed to be an upright policeman working for the sake of the citizenry. Why?
I can't tell you why.
But what do you mean you can't?
I'm really sorry, this is all my fault. I've sullied Scotland Yard's good name. One possibility does come to mind. On that night, there might have been a good reason that Pat had to move the crime scene.
Impossible. How could you know why? A damn Jap like you knows nothing of the inside of a good London constable's mind.
Jesus Christ, there's so much
Wow.
racism. I hate it. That's how it was back then, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Say what you may, but our attorney is the one who brought the truth tonight.
Yeah.
The court believes that there is worth in asking for his thoughts. Defense,
Sir!
now the court requests that you present evidence.
Understood.
We know what to
Whether
present.
they be British or Japanese, all people share the same feelings. And I think I'm beginning to understand Pat's feelings from that night.
What evidence reveals the motive for Patrolman O'Malley's deceit?
I mean, just in case I somehow fuck this up by overthinking it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a save here. But I'm pretty confident that it is the police handbook.
Same. Yep.
Maybe you're right. To you Londoners, I'm just an outsider. And because of that, it wasn't until today that I learned about the London Constabulary. It's one of the most noble yet demanding duties in the world.
They patrol the city to maintain order, all the while doing odd jobs to support our citizenry. Yes, those young constables are driven by the many duties they must undertake daily.
But for Pat, that fateful night was a special time.
Special?
And it's this bouquet which makes that fact very clear.
Oh! That was for our first anniversary.
No.
Pat did all he could to prepare a gift for such a special day. And the two of them went out for dinner to celebrate their anniversary. But then,
They came upon the crime scene on Briar Road.
they witnessed a young woman falling into the gas lamps in the thin fog.
I don't know if it's...
What do you think was going through Pat's head at this moment?
Okay, yeah, it is.
Hey, I want to say what day be supposed to be celebrate our anniversary. I was leaving her alone because we're so busy. My purple love is roll. This is the police handbook that Pat presented. There's a manual inside called Things to Know as a Constable. It reads, if an incident occurs in a
Yep.
constable's beat, he must lead the investigation.
Ah!
This is why, isn't it, Pat? This is why you moved the crime scene. Well, you've seen right through me.
So that's the problem. The investigation was in his beat.
Yep. Oh!
That's right. At first, Pat was supposed to lead the investigation as that beat's constable.
I see. But then, Patrolman O'Malley, did you?
You goddamn right. At the time, for the first time after I got my dream job as a constable, I started to pray. Well, stay close to me, the criminal might still be on the scene. When I ran to the crime scene, I was acting not as a husband, but a policeman. We have to hurry up and notify the police. And then I realized the significance of where the victim collapsed. If a constable discovers the incident in his beat, he must assist in the initial investigation. Why did this have to happen here? Today of all days? Why? Tonight was
Aw.
the one day I needed peace.
Aw. Poor dude.
It is unfortunately sweet.
It is.
There has to be a policeman guarding the crime scene at all times. So I told Roller to go to the police box and bring the officers over. And then when I opened my mouth to speak, I shouted words that even I'm disgusted by. This road is part of the next beat over, Roller. Go to that beat's police box. Take a ride on Mersham Road. Once you say that, you kind of have to make that a truth.
Yeah. He's like, huh.
Am I fired? I think I'm fired, aren't I?
Oh. Oh, buddy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Pat.
I just wanted to enjoy a nice dinner with Roland, no matter the cost.
Oh, Pat.
That was the one day that I needed peace.
Oh.
If the incident had occurred in your beat, you wouldn't have been able to celebrate. Thus, you chose to move the crime scene to the beat on the eastern side of Briar Road.
To be honest, at the time I thought the victim was dead.
But really?
Of course he did, because I know. I know that my pet wouldn't leave a stab victim on the cold, hard ground.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
But either way, God is punishing me for my actions now. I can't believe it. Out of everything at the crime scene, the one thing I forgot was the bouquet I bought for her.
No, Pat, that was my fault. I was the one who dropped the bouquet out of sight. I'm sorry, Pat.
It's pretty fucked up if you think like that.
Yeah.
I have one more question, Pat. How many books did you move to the opposite side of the road? I think it was 4.
As you recall, Soseki dropped 3 books, so the remaining 1 book was dropped from Mr. Garadeb's room. That would account all 4 books.
Why'd you leave this book in the victim's hand? The other 3 books were scattered around the crime scene. Huh? Well, that's just how I found it.
Explain what you mean by that.
We ran over the crime scene. The victim was holding onto this book. So when I moved her, I just left her the same as I found her, holding the book.
She probably leaned down to pick it up.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
the
when
book.
she was bent over, the knife went boop.
Exactly. Just confirm the victim was holding the Adventure of the Lion's Mane. Yes, I'm absolutely certain.
Oh, and the
I
tip
wonder
could have
what this
chipped on its way out the
means.
window.
Maybe like hit the window, it
Yeah.
chipped the top of it, and then it fell down onto her back, blunt side. Ow.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Ooh.
I wonder what this means. And we're gonna find out what it means next time.
Oh, I'm just glad we're finally getting somewhere.
Poor Pat, my
For
dude.
real.
I
He just
I
wanted
feel
to
you,
spend
dog.
the night with
I
his...
just wanted some
his
fucking
wife.
peace and quiet. And this
Oh.
bitch had to almost die on me. God damn.
It is sad.
It is sweetly sad.
Oh.
Poor boy.